Hello, everyone. Welcome to an episode of TarotCelebritea with your boy Ducky. Today, we are going to be doing a reading on Emma Watson and Tom Felton. This was a requested reading, so remember to keep in mind that these videos are for entertainment purposes. And why is that, you may ask? Well, that is because we do not have Emma Watson, nor do we have Tom Felton here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards or how I am interpreting the cards, whether it resonates with them or not, we just don't know for sure. So just remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. And without further ado, let's get started on their reading. Wow, okay, how fun. So I can honestly say I haven't done a reading on Emma Watson or Tom Felton together, so I'm excited. Google here is saying, because I was like, yo, who is Tom Felton? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I know who this is. Apparently Emma Watson had an early crush on Felton. I don't know, so we shall see what they think about one another. So let's see what their combined energy is like together when Emma and Tom are together, or when they talk about one another. What's the energy like? We got the moon in reverse. With the Ace of Cups. Oh no, I immediately was thinking with this moon in reverse. You know, the moon in reverse can talk about there's some secretive energy. Something is like kind of lurking behind the shadows, behind the scenes. So, and then the Ace of Cups coming up here next. You know, the Ace of Cups is all about, you know, the beginnings of love, or having a lot of love in your cup, a lot of emotions in your cup for the situation, or in this case, this person. So I feel like there are still some kind of emotions that are being locked away in the chamber of secrets. Okay, no, but there are some things maybe here that aren't being said. Maybe there's one party here, I'm gonna guess maybe it is Emma, who still, you know, has a near and dear soft spot in her heart, in her cup for Tom, and maybe she's not really being honest about it. She's keeping that, you know, I guess hidden, or, you know, trying to sweep it under the rug. So, oh wow, how spicy. Remember again, y'all, these videos are for entertainment purposes, but that's kind of what I'm seeing based off of the way that these two cards are popping up together. So let's dive a little bit further, shall we? So what does Emma think about Tom? When Emma thinks about Tom, or when she talks about Tom, what does she say? What does she think? We got the Four of Pentacles, some protective energy, all right? And then Tom, when he thinks of Emma, or when he talks about Emma, what does he think? What does he say? The Three of Swords in reverse. No. Okay, so let's start here with ladies first, shall we? So when Emma talks about Tom, or when she thinks about Tom, she's thinking of someone who is very secure, is very protective. I get the feeling that Emma Watson knows that Tom Felton is always going to be very protective over her. It's kind of giving like, yeah, like just like guardian energy. I wanted to say like big brother energy, but I feel like that might be misconstrued in certain ways. But I do get the sense that, you know, when Emma thinks about Tom, she thinks of someone who's always been protective, who's always been there to shield her whenever things get tough. She really admires this about Tom. She admires that he's very protective of the people that he cares about, and the things that he cares about. You know, look at this person just protecting all of his coins. In this case, you know, coins can be material things or things that are tangible. It could be people. So she knows that, or when she talks about Tom, she just speaks so highly of him. She thinks very highly of him because he is very protective. Now let's go over here with Tom Felton. When he thinks of Emma Watson, what comes to mind? We get the Three of Swords in reverse. So the Three of Swords, I mean, look at this card. It's very visceral, the feeling that you get. It's all about heartbreak and heartache, but this card comes in reverse. So when Tom thinks of Emma Watson, he thinks of someone who has endured a lot of pain, but has healed and blossomed and turned that pain into something pleasing, into something healing. So when Tom thinks of Emma Watson, he thinks of her as, very resilient, very healing. She has gone through immense highs and lows. She has gone through some crazy breakups or some crazy sorrowful journeys, but she has learned how to transmute that sorrowful and hurtful energy into something healing, something productive, something joyous. So when he thinks of Emma Watson, he thinks of someone who has really learned how to transmute something negative into something positive, which is beautiful as well. Wow. Okay. So let's see. Okay, for those of y'all that are wondering, is there a relationship compatibility here? I'm not sure if Emma Watson or Tom Felton are in their own respective relationships, so please don't come at me all crazy. Y'all know I like to go into these videos without, being biased, so I try not to really know. I'm also not the most culturally savvy when it comes to celebrities, and I do that also purposefully because I don't want to give a biased opinion. I just like to tell y'all what I'm seeing based off of the cards and how I interpret the cards intuitively. So let's see, is there a romantic compatibility or connection between these two? We got the Temperance in reverse. Immediately, I'm going to say no. One, because this card is reversed. And, Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius, which is a mutable sign. It's mutable signs are all about change. They love change. So, and Temperance is about balance. So I feel like these two, if there were a chance in some kind of universe, in some kind of alternate reality or dimension, if these two were to get in a relationship, it would be very imbalanced. I get the sense that maybe one person might be, how should I say this? Like, not me having like a little brain circuit, a brain fart, but like I'm trying to word it in a way that would make sense, or I'm trying to be careful about how I word it. But I think intuitively, if these two were to get in a relationship, I think one person is always looking for change, looking how to grow, looking how to better themselves and improve and tweak things. And then there's another person that is more okay with how things go. They are comfortable. They are okay with being comfortable. They are okay with what they have accomplished in life. And they're a little bit more lackadaisical. They like to enjoy things and just relax. And there's another person that's always looking how to improve, how to grow, how to level themselves up. And so I think there would be an imbalance here. So romantically, I don't think it would work. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Now let's go on with some unwarranted Ducky advice, because what good is it to read cards and to look at situations without, wanting to improve our vibration, raise our frequency, and level ourselves up. So what is the advice for Emma Watson and Tom Felton for their friendship? This card feels good. The Chariot. Okay. So the advice I'm seeing for these two is to recognize that this friendship is on the right path. I don't think, remember how I said maybe there's a person here who maybe has some feelings that they might not really expose, or that they don't really divulge, and maybe they sometimes think about, like, what if I did, speak up about my feelings? I don't think that would be beneficial. I think what they have right now with their friendship is good. It's on the right path. They have a great thing going. So there's no reason to try and change things or tweak things or try and make things better, because the friendship is already good between them two. And for them to trust that intuitively, they know that if one part intuitively one party knows that if maybe they did divulge some feelings or something, maybe that some feelings that they had in the past, it might alter the friendship. It might change the course of direction. And I think right now where they're at in a friendly manner is good. It's I don't want to say perfect, because I don't think anything is perfect, but I think, it's imperfectly perfect. I think what they have now is great. They have a great friendship. They both think very highly of one another. And so there's no rhyme or reason to change that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's what I'm seeing here with these two, is that they have a great friendship going on. There's no reason to try and maybe change the course of direction on their connection, because I think things are great between them two, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So I am so sorry for those of y'all that maybe were hoping for me to be like, yes, these two would be great as a relationship. I don't see it. I think they are better off as friends. They have known each other for such a long time, and they have such a deep connection that is amicable. It is platonic. It is not romantic. And I think that's the path that it should continue to go on. So that's it for this reading. Please let me know what you thought of this video. If you're like, yo, Ducky, this is crazy, you don't know what you're talking about, you are whack, you are loopy, then, feel free to let me know. Maybe I'll be a little bit offended. I'll get a little bit hurt, but that's okay. These videos are for entertainment purposes. Again, take these videos with a grain of salt, but I do enjoy seeing y'all's comments and what you think about whenever you see my videos. So anyway, please hit that subscribe button. It always motivates me to continue making videos for y'all on this channel. I apologize for taking a hiatus. Y'all know I have been unemployed for a while, and I kind of had to lock in and try and find my next career opportunity. As much as I wish I could make content for y'all, it ain't paying the bills, okay? And I got parents that I gotta help financially. And so I need to find a full-time gig. So that's why I have been MIA, but I hope to be back more consistently again, or at least posting 2 times a week. I've thought about creating like a coffee or a Patreon, but I don't know. Let me know if anyone would be interested in me doing that. Maybe if I had a Patreon, I could do like tarot readings for the patrons and whatnot. I don't know. It's just a thought that I've considered if I don't find a gig to work from home. Y'all know I'm a hermit. I like to work from home or be home as much as I can. So anyway, but thank you so much for those of you that have stuck around and continue to support me in my endeavors. I appreciate you. And please take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, sexually, and financially. Remember to Respect yourselves and others as best as you can. Don't let people, manipulate you or take advantage of you. Don't let them do that. And remember to stay hydrated. I got some water boiling that's ready for me to refill my tea. So anyway, that's it for me. Your boy Ducky here on TarotCelebritea. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.